So this accident happened on a ro-ro vessel. She arrived quite late at the port, so the cargo officer was in a hurry to load so they could leave as quickly as possible and make up the lost time. Because he was rushing, the cargo officer didn't notice that the vehicle carrying the load was reversing towards him and he was struck by the back end of the trailer. He was badly injured and had to be taken to hospital. So this accident happened on a ro-ro vessel. She arrived quite late at the port, so the cargo officer was in a hurry to load so they could leave as quickly as possible and make up the lost time. Because he was rushing, the cargo officer didn't notice that the vehicle carrying the load was reversing towards him and he was struck by the back end of the trailer. He was badly injured and had to be taken to hospital. Good morning. My name is Paul Valmont. I'm an AB, and I'd like to know if there are any vacancies in your company at the moment.
What's the experience do you have?
Well, I've been working at sea for 6 years now, but only on container vessels and bulk carriers.
I'm afraid there's no opportunities at the moment, but we always keep a register of seafarers who apply to our company. So if you want to, you can fill in this form with your contact details and information about your sea experience, qualifications and training. We also need copies of your medical certificate. If it's not up to date, you'll need to arrange a medical check with your doctor. Then if anything suitable comes up, we'll get in touch.
I've just had a look round the vessel, and you remember yesterday I commented on a few things?
Yeah, I remember you said you found the ratings used a tin can as an ashtray, and there was a faulty gas meter, and not enough warning signs displayed.
Yes, they've mostly been resolved, with the exception of the signs. Can you make sure that's sorted by tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm on to it now. Attention all crew. On our next voyage, the shipping company has asked us to record the voyage with both videos and photographs. I know there are at least 5 keen amateur photographers among the crew, and if you can help, please report to my office at 0900 with your camera. The company wants to use some of the photographs for its marketing department, and they're prepared to pay for the work, if the standard's good enough. So when you come to my office, please bring at least 10 samples of your work. If there are a couple of good photographers, then the work can be shared. Thank you. That's all.
Why are you walking with a limp?
Oh, it's these damn steps. I fell downstairs when I was going into the galley. It was dark as the light isn't working, and I was thinking about other things, and I didn't notice the steps. My knee really hurts. I can hardly move.
Yeah, it looks quite swollen. I'd put some ice cubes on it if I were you. I'll get some out of the freezer for you.
I keep asking the electrician to change the light bulb, and although he's removed the old one, he hasn't fitted the new one yet.
I'll remind him today. He seems to have a lot of work on at the moment, repairing the wiring. Are those bottles you have in your bag?
Yes.
Okay, let's have a look. Don't you know the rules about bringing alcohol on board? You really should know better.
I'm sorry, but I have a friend who lives here, and it was his birthday So we had a few glasses of vodka, and then he asked me to take these bottles of whiskey to his brother back home.
Well, quite honestly, I don't care if it's vintage champagne for the Queen. Please get rid of it. There's no alcohol coming on board my vessel. Are those bottles you have in your bag?
Yes.
Okay, let's have a look. Don't you know the rules about bringing alcohol on board? You really should know better.
I'm sorry, but I have a friend who lives here, and it was his birthday, so we had a few glasses of vodka, and then he asked me to take these bottles of whiskey to his brother back home.
Well, quite honestly, I don't care if it's vintage champagne for the Queen. Please get rid of it. There's no alcohol coming on board my vessel. Have you heard what happened to the cook? He's been, hospitalized.
Why? What happened? Did he burn himself in the galley again?
No, a fish bone went into his hand and became infected. He had to get some stitches, and they give him antibiotics.
Oh, I'm glad I don't eat fish after hearing that story.
Why? Don't you like it?
No, it's just I'm allergic to all seafood.
Last year I was working on a ro-ro vessel. One night we left for Barcelona, for Piraeus, when the watch officer detected a yacht that seemed to be drifting.
Was there anybody on board?
Yeah, there were 2 French tourists. They'd hired the yacht for a few days.
So did you rescue them?
Yeah, we sounded the alarm immediately and altered our course towards them. It was a stormy night though, and we couldn't get close. The master called the Coast Guard, who arranged for a helicopter to come from Mallorca. When it arrived, we sheltered the yacht from the high waves with the ship's hull, and the helicopter managed to lift them off one by one. They were really lucky.
Hello. I'd like to apply for a junior deck officer's position with your company.
Okay. What grade is your certificate and where did you study?
I graduated from the Maritime College last year and I have a junior watchkeeper's certificate. I've done 2 contracts as an AB, but during my last contract I received recommendations for promotion to 3rd officer. So I'd like to apply for a junior officer's position, please.
Okay. Please fill in this application form and then I'll need to make copies of all your documents.
We can't delay and wait until the weather improves. The grab's lashings parted and it's rolling around the deck. We'll have to secure it now, otherwise all the cargo and deck equipment will be destroyed.
Yes, though it's very dangerous. The ship's already rolling heavily and they forecast the storm will continue for at least another day. But we've got no choice, so tell all the deck ratings to get ready to do it now. It's essential they wear waterproof worksuits with reflective tape. Also, check personally that lifelines are rigged and life jackets and safety harnesses are available. I want you to take over from the bosun as the weather's bad and stay in constant radio contact with the bridge.
You know, over a quarter of a century ago, a vessel lost about 25,000 plastic ducks overboard in heavy weather. And you can still see them now floating around in places like Hawaii, South America, and Australia.
Yeah, I've also heard that about 100,000 cigarettes were lost overboard not long ago, and then eaten by whales and other marine animals. Did you know that 10,000 containers are lost at sea every year?
Yeah, there's so much garbage in the sea. It's seriously worrying. There's a lot of activity around here.
Are those 3 skiffs over there? Do you think they could be pirates?
I've been watching them. They're definitely fishermen. It's those 2 on the port side that look suspicious to me. I'm keeping a close eye on them. And there's some idiot in a lone yacht. He must be mad sailing in these dangerous waters. Anyway, I think we'll be all right. There's a group of 4 naval vessels taking part in an exercise in the area. We can call on them for help if we need to. What have you put in this coffee you brought me?
3 sugars, Captain, as usual.
I stopped taking sugar over a month ago, and I think this milk's off.
We have run out of milk, sir. It's soya.
Please get rid of this coffee and just bring me a black tea with no sugar.
I don't know what's going on in that galley.
Yes, I don't think that cook is going to last long. Did you hear what happened this morning?
No, what?
Well, somehow the toaster caught fire, which set the alarms off. He wasn't around at the time. Then they found him in his cabin drinking whiskey. He said he was just having a small shot for his toothache.
Well, I got him smoking on deck the other morning, and he just threw his cigarette butt onto the deck, without even putting it out. I think they're replacing him at the next port.
Okay, so before they even get on board, make sure they're all wearing the correct PPE. Then, as soon as they come on board, take them to the muster station and keep them all together away from the prohibited areas. Familiarize them with the emergency signals. Oh, and don't forget to make sure that they understand that under no circumstances can they smoke on board. Okay, so before they even get on board, make sure they're all wearing the correct PPE. Then, as soon as they come on board, take them to the muster station and keep them all together away from the prohibited areas. Familiarize them with the emergency signals. Oh, and don't forget to make sure that they understand that under no circumstances can they smoke on board.
What's the latest news on the typhoon?
Who are those men boarding the vessel?
How many screws need replacing?
Where's the master?
Why did he slip on deck? I've just taken my temperature. It's 38.9 degrees centigrade. You need to call the shipping agent. His extension number is 7142. This vessel was built in the year 2005. The alarm was raised at 05:45 hours. The shipping company head office is located at 739 Ocean View Road. The shipping company head office is located at 739 Ocean View Road.
you.